All right, man. Well, we had you on when you won your JK79, but finally got you on for our full interview to kind of get to know you and your early days and everything. So let's start off with your name, your age, where you're from, current chassis, and engine builder.
All right, I'm Matthew Beeman. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Stuart, Florida, and I'm on a Eleanor Racing Chassis Clinic and Todd Miller Racing Engines.
So where is Stewart,
Yeah,
Florida
where's
at?
Stewart?
So, do you guys know where?
I live here, so I just live on the other coast.
Yeah, so you know where West Palm Beach is?
Oh yeah,
I'm about 45 minutes north of West Palm Beach.
Okay, yeah. So you're like at the fringe of traffic.
It's insane. Like,
You go south from you, and it's a living hell.
yes,
What's that place that they're building that's got like popping off really big? It's like just west of you or just east of you, Ethan. It's like I can't remember the name. I gotta look it up because if I know the
Just
name,
east of me,
yeah. Hold on.
just east of
I'm
me
gonna edit
is
this out because I want to know.
nothing. Literally nothing until
It's
you get to the other coast.
no, it's literally something. Hold on. Oh, the villages. That's what it was. I was thinking of the villages. I thought that was isn't that like something big going on over
What the
there?
fuck is the villages?
there's a village in Florida. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, that's near Fruitland Park.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So Fruitland Park is about an hour and 45 minutes north of me,
Okay.
where I'm at. Um,
Yeah, it's like Fruitland Park the village is literally built around that racetrack.
Really?
I'm shocked that racetrack has not gotten bought out by the villages or
I was
anything.
about to say because the villages were like starting to like take over down there around what I was
Yeah,
hearing, and
yeah.
that's why I thought about it.
When I started going to Fruitland, like when I was 6, there was nothing out there. Like there were some villages, but now it's like everywhere.
oh yeah.
They drive golf carts everywhere. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Well, so the problem is when you get right there, you're right off the expressway that takes you straight into Orlando.
Yeah.
You're right off the turnpike, and it's like stupid over there with the cart paths like over the interstate kind of thing.
They have cart paths to go over the interstate.
Yes.
What the heck?
Yes. Well, because it's like, hey, we're gonna go from village one to village two, or community one to community two, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
it's not fun. It's
yeah, you blink and it can take you 6 hours to go from where I'm at to Orlando.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, how far back does the racing story start for you?
so it starts my dad, so I have an asphalt track like 10, 15 minutes from the house.
Right.
And my dad loved racing. Like he raced dirt bikes when he was younger. Like he wanted to race like go-karts or cars or whatever, but he couldn't really afford it, but he could afford to have a dirt bike, so he raced dirt bikes. So he took me to that asphalt track and I loved it. Like I was 5 years old. I sat and watched every race. I was hooked. And someone there was nice enough to let me go out and test drive their go-kart. They were in rookie. And rookie at that track in 2008 or 9 was big pipe, purple plate, alcohol.
What? Jeez.
Yeah, that was what I went out and cut laps on. And I don't really remember much. My dad tells me I was wide open from the time I hit the racetrack to the time I put it in the fence.
Jeez.
I put it in the fence and I wanted to go again, and my dad goes, "Nope," because I'm gonna end up buying this thing because you're gonna bend it.
Long live that little kid at Acadiana Speedway, man.
Yeah,
It.
yeah. So then,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you're good. No, you finish. I'm gonna tie it in again.
So then, I don't think he bought a go kart right after that. I think he waited till I turned 6 to buy one. I think I was 5 when I did that. I think he bought one around June or July
Mhm.
of 2009, and I made my first race in 2009 of August. I think August. Yeah.
So how long did you bug him in that time since you crashed to buy a go-kart?
I don't remember.
Really?
No, he did. He does tell me a lot. Like when I was 3 and 4 years old, he bought me like a yard cart, and I wanted nothing to do with it. Like I rode it once, and I was scared. I didn't want nothing
Really?
to do with it.
And then you go wide open and crash the go-kart and want to do it
Yeah,
700 more times, you know?
I know, right? It beats me, but yeah, he said I bought that yard car. He goes, you used it one time, and he goes, I would drive it sometimes. He goes, because I had fun in it. He goes, but you didn't like it. I go, oh wow, I don't remember that.
So do you remember what your first chassis was?
Man, I should have asked him before. It was some 1990 freaking. I don't know what it was. My dad said to find any kind of scaling numbers on it. He said he had to ask some dude from Seattle, Washington,
Good God.
Golly.
on Bob's Sports Cycle.
Oh my, jeez.
So
Your
yeah,
dad was
I wish
after
I
it
knew
trying to
his
get
name.
those numbers.
Yeah, but I wish I remember the name. I should have asked him. I forgot.
Yeah. It's always so funny whenever you hear these stories of like either like their dad was in, another form of racing and not go-karts, and they didn't kind of go after that. Like, did your dad ever say a reason why he didn't put you in a dirt bike or something and why it was a go-kart?
I don't know. I think he just knew like a lot of people started racing in go-karts. Like
Mhm.
a lot of like the cup drivers, they started in something like that. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know if he wanted me to race NASCAR. I mean, I wanted to race NASCAR when I was a kid. I
Yeah,
think every one of us did, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
I think every single one of us.
We all
yeah,
thought we were gonna go be Dale Jr. when we grew up, you know?
yeah, exactly, exactly. But like, I don't know. He just started me out in go-karts. He really loved racing. I mean, he every Sunday. I remember when I was a kid, we were watching cup racing. You know, so he was obsessed with it, and he got me into it, and now I can't stay away from it. So
Yeah, for sure. I don't think any of us can. It's like it's literally, it's the most legal drug there is in the market, you know?
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I kind of want to talk about the Florida scene growing up. You kind of talked about that little asphalt racetrack. Obviously, you transformed into dirt. But what was the scene like, you know?
So I started on asphalt. Um, I raced my first race. I finished third out of like 10.
Oh,
And I do remember this. I ran over a piece of lead on the last lap. I finished
Man.
fourth, but the kid got DQ'd for losing lead. So I finished third and I got a trophy. I mean, I thought it was
Hooked
the
right
best.
from there on, hooked.
Oh man, it was like, I don't know. That was just awesome when I was a kid, you know?
yeah.
Um, so we raced asphalt. We finished out the year. I ended up winning my first race. I think my third or fourth race.
Mhm.
I think I went through the grass up the racetrack and just made it my way, you know.
Yeah. Passing the grass
And,
kind of deal.
yeah, and ended up winning that. And then we were gonna run the point series at that track for 2010. And my dad, he kind of wanted to get better. Like we only won one race at the end of 2009. So he was like, was looking, trying to find like who the best person was at this asphalt track. And he came across Keith Henderson.
Mhm.
That's Tara Henderson's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, because they're from down near where I live. So my dad got in touch with him and he goes, well, you might want to get a new go-kart first off.
You got to get something that's relatively close to,
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. So we got an icon.
Mhm.
I think we bought it from Clay Harris, actually.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
Because
And
isn't he
so,
from close to y'all? Like he's not
yeah,
far
he's
from you?
from Jupiter. That's
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes from me. So we bought that from him. And then we bought a Lewis performance motor.
Mhm.
Those were big back in the day. Donnie Lewis. And he was Moon Power South, I think, just before I got into it.
Mhm.
And then he switched to Lewis Performance. And I remember this. My dad tells me this all the time. When he went to buy a motor from Donnie, he told him what motor we needed for rookie. And he goes, no, that's not right. So he called Keith and asked him, is this right? Keith goes, yeah, that's right. Like he was shocked. Like, I can't believe rookie is big pipe purple plate with
Alcohol.
alcohol. Blew his mind. So we ended up chasing the points that year. I don't remember if I ran a dirt race that year, but I do remember I won a lot of races at the asphalt track that year. I won the championship. there were some new drivers that showed up that year. I remember that never raced before that. They had a bunch of practice days before the season started,
Mm.
so I guess they went to those. But we won I don't know how many races, but we won the championship. And I might have ran my first dirt race that year in like June or July. I went to Dirt Devils, but we got rained out, so I didn't get to race at all. But I went to Fruitland a couple weeks later, and my first dirt race, and we were on Yellow Vegas, and we lapped the field.
Yeah, that's about that time Yellow Vegas started coming in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we beat, I guess, the track champion there or whatever in novice. It was novice. I mean, you never know what kid you're gonna get. The kid who hits it wide open or the kid who's gonna sit there and putt all day. And, you know, so I guess I hit it wide open that day.
I'm the guy that hits it wide open. If we hit the wall, we keep going.
Yeah, exactly. But won that dirt race there. You know, my dad was hooked. He still tells me this. He goes, I was trying to like figure out how I can quit my job and do this for a living. He goes, this is what I wanted to do. And so we ended up doing up some more dirt races. Keith got us in touch with Chase Fitzgerald, and he was big on doing tires. Like he was Fitzgerald Motorsports for the longest time before he started building go-karts. And so he would help us out, or he'd do our tires, you know, help my dad. Like Keith and Chase really helped my dad get familiar with how to do tires with dirt, because they all told him it's a different ballgame than the asphalt. Because you got to talk about tires. I mean, asphalt is set up, and really, we didn't wipe tires on asphalt.
Well,
so,
yeah. I mean, you'll eat them alive if you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was that transition like? You know, leaving the racetrack all clean and nice, maybe a little bit of rubber, maybe a little bit of dust from the racetrack, and then going full blown just dirt everywhere, just like what you know. And then also the driving styles are different a little bit. You know, like what was that transition like for you, if you remember?
I think the worst part for me was the drive getting to the racetracks.
A
Because
little
the
bit
asphalt track
further.
is 15
Well, yeah,
minutes.
because you're
Now
coming from
everything
damn
else
near
is-
Miami.
Yeah, everything else is 2.5, 3 now. So like when I was that young, I mean, it was just different in the truck driving to the racetracks and stuff like that. Because that
Especially
was
if your PSP died, you know, that was the worst, you know?
Yeah. And most of the time we didn't even, I don't think we bought a trailer until 2011.
Really? So out of the bed of the truck, huh?
We were out of the bed of the truck.
I've
So
had some of my favorite weekends out of the bed of the truck.
yeah. So I mean, it was, and then we got the trailer to take even longer to get there. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, the dirt, I don't know. I don't really remember getting dirty. I probably liked it when I was a kid. I mean, I loved being outdoors. So my parents couldn't keep me inside when I
Yeah.
was younger. So
Yeah. We all became professional track promoters and track builders at the racetrack, you know,
Yeah,
with our
yeah.
cars.
Oh, absolutely, man. I did that up until maybe just under 10.
Yeah, yeah, there comes a point to where you're like, oh, kind of a little too cool for it, but you're still gonna go do it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
But I
I'm not
mean,
gonna-
I made some really good racetracks.
yeah,
Tell you
yeah,
what.
it was the coolest thing because I remember Chance seeing us do it. Like my buddies, they'd be like, dude, I just got this little tractor and it has a little plow on it. We can kind of till up the dirt a little bit and clean it up, and then we'll roll it in. We used to take like paint brushes and paint with water so we could
Right.
water the racetrack. Like it was, and we never did like an actual race. We always just packed it in. Every time we do a race, our arms would hit each other. Like, but it was just the fact that we built a racetrack, you know?
Yeah. I think the best track, I'll be honest, the best track I think I remember to do that to make like a little car racetrack was Jasper, because it had clay.
Yeah. A
Like
little
it
bit of
would get
sand
really
to keep it
hard.
together.
Yeah, it'd get hard. Like right up there by the fence, there was clay. I don't know how it is now. I don't really pay attention now, but there was clay. And so like I'd freaking like me and buddies would just work this track and like get it right. Like we thought we were like the next track promoters, like you said earlier. Like
Yeah. It's funny because we thought we could make a racetrack with a river going on the backstretch. But every time we tried to pack it, we didn't know you had to
Right.
put like a culvert and stuff to hold it. And every time we tried
Right.
to pack it, it would just collapse. We're like, damn it. All right, well.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We were trying to be innovative.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny.
So later on here in your career, more recently, who's been some of those mentors that have helped you develop the next set of skills?
Well, I'll be honest. Tara Henderson really like when I was 6, 7, she really like taught me everything. Really, when I was younger, like at Hope Sound, the days of Hope Sound, whenever she'd go and be there, like if I messed up, she would sit there and rip at me and like make sure I wouldn't do it again. I mean, I'm sure I cried, but I'd
It
go
builds
out
some
there and I
character.
wouldn't make mistakes. But like I feel like she really helped me like through the junior ranks a lot. Like just how to become a better driver. And she'd sit me up on the fence and show me, you know, what the adults are doing or what other people are doing. Like I remember watching Clay Harris when I was a kid. I really looked up to Clay when I was younger
Mhm.
because me and him were teammates for a little while with Lewis because we all pitted together. Yeah, I mean, Clay was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
Clay
good.
Clay was very solid. He
Yeah,
didn't make many mistakes,
no, that's for sure. And I
So,
really looked up to him. I mean, that was probably like the one that was closest to my age that I looked up to,
Mm.
like, and then I got to race against him. So that was cool too. But yeah, he probably was I don't remember anyone else. I probably do have others, but a lot's happened since then. So
Yeah.
yeah, just a little bit on Clay. Like Chance got to race with him a little bit with Matt, and it was
Yeah.
impressive to see him and Yarborough and Chance all go at it. And it was
yeah,
just cool as a really young kid, you know.
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So obviously the B is probably self-explanatory. But
Yeah.
where'd the five come from? And also I did see a picture of a black and red white three somewhere on Facebook. If I may have been a wrong picture, but I was doing a little research. It was like a black body with a three.
Oh, okay. That was probably Derek Pugh.
Oh, okay, okay,
He
okay.
was
So it's
on our
just
team
you
too.
were
It's
just
probably like
tagged
a
in it.
team picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah. So the five, where'd the five come from?
Really, that came from my dad. I mean, I
Really?
think when I started racing, I'm pretty sure Mark Martin was for Hendrick.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
And I think my dad, he liked Mark Martin. I don't think it was his favorite driver, but he liked Mark Martin. So I mean, I didn't pick my number, he did. And then
Whoa, whoa, that's crazy that you're saying that because that I feel like that was recent that Mark was in the five at Hendrick.
it really does.
You
No,
know?
bro, it was
It
like
feels like
what
it
was
was
his
just
last
5
year?
years ago.
09,
I
2010?
mean, Kyle Busch
Yeah.
was in the five car after him, so that just
No, it
goes to show
wasn't.
how
It was
far
No, he
back.
was. It
before.
was before.
It was
Yeah, he
before
was
Mark.
before.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. Before.
I'm a NASCAR fan.
Yeah, I am, but I don't remember every detail.
When you said that, I was like, Mark was in the five, and then I was like, oh, that was like one of the last things he did before he
Well,
retired.
because after that is when he went to MWR and
Yeah.
split the car in half at Pocono.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to teeter off the topic here.
Yeah, so we were 5 for a long time. And then once I got maybe to junior 2, there was a lot of 5s, and we would always have to switch. Like when we ran tri-state, we'd always have to switch to 5X or 5 whatever. So then my dad's like, screw it, let's just put a B at the end of it. I'm like, all right, that'll work. So we put a B at the end of it, and it's really stuck ever since. I did run a champ cart for a couple years, 2015 to 2016. I was 42. It was kind of like a house cart though. I ran it for Chase and Tara.
Yeah,
So like I didn't really get to pick the number. It was their number. So but it was cool to be in a champ cart
yeah,
for
for
those
sure.
years.
On a good racetrack, on a rough racetrack, it's no
Oh
fun
yeah,
doing
rough racetrack.
that.
I remember one champ race. It was for a championship in the Florida Dirt Championship Series that we had down here for a long time.
Yeah,
And I pulled off the racetrack running second because the track was so bad, and I had a terrible headache. I remember I pulled off running second, and my dad didn't know why I pulled off, and he thought something broke, and I told him I can't do this. My head is about to explode.
dude, I'd have said something broken. I just got a headache, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know how old I was probably 2015. I was probably about 10, 11, 12, maybe something like that.
I don't blame you though. Them champ buggies can get rough, and
Yeah,
they are very
yeah,
stiff. But
yeah. I
it's
love
funny.
it. And I wish buggies were still big because I'd race it. I
Yeah,
love the champ race, and I think the racing is really fun to watch. I mean, I never really got to race on draft tracks like you saw at the Max Daddy or whatever, but I
yeah.
would like to, like that looks really fun to drive and just work the draft. So
It seems like there's plenty of champ carts to run, but they only come out for about 5 or 6 races a year, and then they go
yeah,
back into hibernation, you know?
absolutely. Yeah.
But back in the day, there was 30 champ carts at a state race, you know, like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's funny because you said that you didn't even you didn't pick your number with the house go-kart. It doesn't seem like you picked your number with your own go-kart because your
No.
dad picked it for you.
No, that's for sure. I did not do that. But yeah, I like the 5. I mean, it works out now. I like Kyle Larson, so
Yeah. Hey,
There you
young
go.
money.
yeah, exactly.
Or sometimes hung money like he was this weekend.
Yeah. It was funny. It was when he wrecked it, I remember I was like, man, he says I'm sorry a lot, boys, to his team. A lot.
He is literally the definition of wreckers or checkers. Like
That is
it's
Yeah, and he's either. I
100%
mean, he's
true.
really a top 5 or a DNF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's either leading every lap or he's gonna wreck it trying to get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which you gotta game respect game. You know, you just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude can drive, but sometimes he pushes the limits. But I mean, I guess if you're not trying, you're not.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, man. So before we get to the next one, we kind of touched on pavement racing a little bit. I know I've been to Jasper once or twice. I don't remember. But they have a pavement oval there. Have you ever raced there?
That's the only asphalt track in Florida I've never raced at.
really
Do
Do they-
they race at all?
Who's that?
I haven't
Jasper.
raced in a while, I don't think. I think they were supposed to have a race there like last year for some series, but I think it ended up getting canceled or something with rain or something, and they never ran it.
It gets
Gotcha.
plenty of laps with the kids on the bikes whenever we go race over there
Yes,
anyway. So,
100%. Yeah.
they're killing the batteries around that thing every time we go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've raced asphalt. I've raced at Hope Sound right down the road. I've raced at Space Coast in Cocoa Beach. That's a fun track. I raced at Ambassador. I've raced at there's a 103rd in Jacksonville. We ran the Roval part for a asphalt series I went to probably 10 years ago now. That was really fun. That Roval, you had to make that that right turn was different. It was really fun.
Interesting.
It
Man,
was
because
really
like when I was starting out growing up, I mean, you had your dirt stuff, but then the pavement oval stuff was huge too. You know, like they had their own heavy hitters in that, like with
100%.
Bob Baker. You know, that kid that was on that Racing Dreams little documentary. I forget his
Brandon,
name.
it was Brandon,
Yeah,
Annabelle, and then that other
Annabelle.
guy.
Yeah,
You know, they had
And-
the WKA had the series. They raced on
Yeah.
the one right outside of Charlotte. I think they just ripped it apart, honestly.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
It's like, and that's kind of something I wanted to talk about, kind of bouncing off you a little bit, Chance. Like, pavement racing is what used to be so big, like in the early 2000s and stuff like, and even obviously in Florida. You know, the differences in it too. Like, what were the pros and cons like on it? What you got, Chance?
I was just gonna say I didn't even know they had the only one in Florida I knew of was Jasper because I've been to Jasper. I didn't know any of these other tracks existed.
Yeah, when I was in juniors, whenever we went racing dirt, my dad would take me to those asphalt tracks because they would get you in shape. Like, especially the one down the house, right down the road from the house. That track is abrasive. It's rough. It's rough, but it's like
Got a
if
little
you get
character
50
to it.
laps there, you're a badass. 50
Yeah.
laps straight, you're a badass. Because that track will get over on you pretty fast.
Yeah.
Because it's got so many bumps. It's got bumps entering 3. It's got bumps entering 1. It's sometimes it can be hot and slick, and you'll be sliding around a little bit.
Yeah.
But
It's got to be such a different aspect to you. You talk about you don't wipe tires and stuff like that. It's got to be a little bit easier to prepare for. It's more probably a chassis game. Like,
yeah,
kind of want to know a little bit more about it. I've never really had any kind of experience with it.
right. Yeah, what I remember when I was younger, when we went to those asphalt races, I don't know what we did to the tires. We might have cut them. I don't remember really, to be honest. But we would have Vegas, obviously, the thicks. I think we ran Vega thicks on the asphalt, and I don't know. We didn't wipe them, but I don't know if we cut them or not. But it was all go-kart adjustments. Like, we would adjust left, cross, nose, and we would adjust it throughout the day. Like, well, based off what my dad saw, or whenever Keith would come help us, whatever he saw, or whatever I felt. I mean, they got to take everything with a grain of salt when I was younger because I didn't really know what I was doing when I was younger. But
It's loose. It's tight.
yeah, yeah. But just like, and how slow or fast we were, what we did adjustment wise, but it was all adjustments. And then we'd also scrape the tires with a heat gun and a scraper, scrape the rubber buildup off the tires and let her eat. That was that was probably the hardest thing to do, is we'd have to come off the racetrack and scrape tires. That was the biggest thing. And you'd leave the track and you'd see rubber chunks everywhere.
Yeah.
Just from scraping tires.
I had probably scraped some tires over a chemical battle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, but like it's cool because but it's cool and it's kind of unfortunate because I know WK had made a run past few years ago that they did they went back to Charlotte and did that Legends racetrack and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I thought that was super cool, but I just never feel like it got the traction it needed. I feel like if we could open up that aspect of karting again, I think it could bring in some more karters and kind of mix, you know?
100%. I feel like a lot of people, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people start on asphalt, but I started on asphalt. That's how I started. So I would like to see it come back. I mean, I haven't raced on asphalt in 5 years, but 6 years. But I mean, I would like to go there more often and cut laps just to get in better racing shape for the dirt, especially right before I go to Almond or something, you know. But yeah,
yeah, I know all about that.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wish there'd be more asphalt races down here or anywhere, but you know, I like the dirt. Dirt's fun.
Yeah,
I like the work that comes with it, you know.
for sure.
So now we had you on for your big win, but is there, you could talk about it too, but what would you say is your biggest or most memorable win or wins in your career so far?
The biggest, and I'd say there was one race in particular that really opened like my dad's eyes, like to keep us really, that kind of kept me racing. We went to Dirt Devils. I was in junior 3. We were close to quitting when I was in junior 3 because I was about to get to adults and I wasn't really great. I'd qualify decent and then I'd race like crap. Like I would let people go underneath me on the first lap. You know, I wasn't into it. I'd go there. I wouldn't even help my dad unload the trailer. Wouldn't do anything. I'd go there and hang out with my friends.
Big teenage
And
year kind of transition time.
Yeah. So my dad was like, if you're going to take this serious, you got to start helping me in the shop. You got to start being interested. So we went to Dirt Devils for a race, and it was a junior 3 race. It was like a local race, but they put up a pretty decent payday. Like I think it was like 500 or 750 to win.
Like a local money race.
Yeah. So there were some heavy local, like good junior 3 drivers in Florida that came down for that. Like Garrett Pitt came. He was like junior 3. No one beat him. Like he was the best. And there were some others that I don't remember, but he came, and I remember I started second. I think Garrett started like 5th, but I was starting to get smart, like on how to drive and all that. And I remember I ended up winning, but I took the lead at a right time. Like I knew Garrett started 5th. I knew he'd be the one to beat. And I like took the lead at the right time and I held him off for like 10 laps. Like he was like, I wasn't blocking, but he was like right there, like
making it wide. You weren't blocking, but
yeah,
you were making it wide. Yeah.
yeah. And I ended up winning. And my dad was like, okay, maybe we can do this. So then we started racing more bigger races in junior, at the end of junior 3. We would go to Jasper a lot and try to get me ready for heavy because we didn't know what to expect. Like my dad, I remember talking in the shop with my dad right before I moved up. He was like, I think we should only run no pro stuff because you're not good yet. You're not good enough to run the pro stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we actually ended up running pro races. I don't know how that came about, but really my first year heavy, I won a no pro championship for the state series down here. And I qualified a bunch of poles in pro heavy stuff. And I would race good. I'd race top 5, you know, against some pretty heavy hitters down here.
Yeah.
And there was one big race down here they called the Dad's Dream at Florida Dirt Motor Speedway, which is Dirt Devils.
Okay.
That it's in Tampa.
Isn't that shut down now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that was one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah.
But I qualified pole for a 100 lapper race, and I led the first 30 or so laps, and I ended up falling back to like 10th or 11th. I got passed on a restart or whatever. like 5 laps out there, restart, and I fell back. Well, I worked my way up to third and finished third at the end of it. And that's when it really started to hit. And then like I was working on my own stuff, most of my own stuff. I wasn't doing my tires yet. I would do tires at the house, like I'd wipe them during the week or whatever.
Mhm.
But I wasn't like I didn't know what we're I
Your
didn't
your dad just told you do this,
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. He was rolling them still, and I really didn't. But I was starting to like get involved, and really, when I started getting involved, I really started getting better. Like I feel like if I had gotten involved when I was in junior two, like I probably wouldn't have had that stink in junior three where I wasn't really good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you start working on your own stuff, you care more. Like
Yeah.
you want to run good. And I started
Because you
doing
put your time in it. And it's like if I, this time it means something.
100%, 100%. And yeah, so it was, yeah, I think that was a big win. And then obviously when I won the nationals with Matt in 2021, that was, I mean, been going to nationals since 2012
Yeah.
every year. And I think that was the last year I went. It was the year I won. I never
It's like, all right, I'm done. Not going back. We're going on a high note.
Yeah, so that was really big. That was really cool. And then I won Batesville was pretty cool to win at.
Yeah.
Just because it was different. I never been in an indoor race
It's
before.
Batesville.
Yeah, I mean, that was really cool. Another big race that I won was the Garland Rolling race. I won that twice.
Yeah. And
That's like
almost got it for the third time this year, didn't you?
I know, yeah. Yeah, I felt like I don't know, I felt like I was a target in my head in that race. I mean, I got up the third from the start and then freaking got wrecked and had to drive from 17th to second. And then Shay was too far out, couldn't get to him. But yeah, that was, and then the Jason Kimball race, that's a big win. I mean, that was
In big
a fun
fashion.
race. Yeah, absolutely. And you don't get many like that. So that's a pretty memorable win because you don't get many in that dominating fashion like that. So you definitely want to take those with some pride. And, but yeah, those are, I don't know, I'm probably forgetting some. Probably not. Who knows? But nationals was probably. I mean, that's the Maxis Nationals. I was a kid.
No one can take that leather jacket away from you.
Yeah,
that ring and everything. Like no
yeah,
one can take
100%.
that.
Yeah,
Kids dream of doing that.
100. I've been dreaming about it since I
Shit,
first worked
adults
there.
dream about doing that.
Yeah,
Much less
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
But I kind of want to rotate back for a second. I kind of want to talk about that junior three stint. It's like, I think it's a common thing that happened. Like, it happened to me. Like I didn't really care about racing. Like we were going racing, we were making laps. Like, and it's crazy because like I didn't take it so serious one time. Like we went to Batesville. Like I think it was the first year it went to Batesville, and I was just like so nonchalant about it. Like we didn't make one race, all because of
Right.
how I was driving. And then we had went to Tulsa the year before that and had really good runs of the shootout. And then we didn't know it, but it was 2009. It was gonna be the last time the shootout ever went. And I'm like, all right, ready for Tulsa. Like I'm really gonna take it serious. And my dad was like, no, we're not going. You didn't want to take
Oh,
it serious then, so we're not going. And I'm like, no, I swear I'm gonna take it serious, Dad. And I feel like that's what kind of woke me up on that. Like, was it that race and the craft that you were able to put in that race that kind of woke you up, or was it like,
that woke me up, and then like just my dad like threatening to take racing away. Like I was
Yeah.
thinking, what am I gonna do? Like I like hanging out with my friends at the racetrack. Then like I did like racing. Like I have watched NASCAR since I was born.
Mhm.
So like, but like I didn't go to the racetrack to race. I went there to hang out with my friends. Like that was like
Yeah.
all I cared about. I just
Racing was just something to do.
yeah, and whenever I hear my class called to the grid, I knew to go back to the trailer.
Yeah.
So but really, my dad threatening to take it away was really what woke me up.
For sure.
And there's been some moments where I just totally blew it. I could tell you one race in particular. We're at the World 100 in 2016, Junior 3. I think Junior Stock paid $1,000. I was leading. I had almost a straightaway lead with 2 to go. Coming off forward of the white flag, I drove completely off the racetrack.
Oh, the most common place to do it, actually. But
Yeah.
but
And my dad was pissed. I'm pretty sure there was a Nerf bar in the trailer. He freaking took that and started beating a pizza box with it. He pretty sure he threw the tires in the water bucket, splashing everywhere. I mean, we still make jokes with Chase and Tara about all of the temper tantrums my dad has had over the years that I've caused him to have just because I did stupid stuff. And
I can 100% relate. I've blown a corner and be like, Dad, tires sucked, and then it's something is it did make the situation better.
No, absolutely not. But I'm glad we're past that now. And I know my dad's stress levels are past that now. He
It's
calls
just
himself
not even worth it.
driver, so that's all he's got to worry about. But
Yeah.
now my stress levels are way up here. But I'd rather it be on me than him. So
For sure. And so, you kind of talked about it, with Keith earlier in the career, but I kind of want to talk about the relationship with ERC. It's kind of seems like it's been like that for a while. It's been a long run with you guys. So kind of, obviously getting with Keith and Tara and then Chase coming in the picture. How'd that come about? Like, how's it been and what's been going on?
it's been, I mean, I don't think it could be any better. I mean, really, I've been with them since really my dad reached out to people at the racetrack, and those were the first people, and we've been with them ever since. Yeah, Chase did my tires, spontaneously throughout my juniors. Like whenever we ran tri-state in 2013, he would come up and do our tires and all that. And we were on Phantom stuff for a while. Like Chase didn't start building go-karts till end of 2015 or around there, like middle of 2015. But like we were on Phantom stuff for a long time. And yeah, he would drive his own truck up to South Carolina, wherever we were racing, do my tires. I don't even think Tara ran a couple tri-state races, but not a lot of them. But yeah, we've been with him ever since. Me, Tara, and someone else had the first 3 test go-karts Eleanor came out with, the first Eleanor in 2015. The first time we actually raced it was at the Big O in 2015. Really? So I know we tested it, but I don't remember. I wasn't involved in it. I just remember we ended up getting one, and my first time I ran it was at the Big O.
Yeah. So it wasn't like hey, tell me how this feels. It was just like, hey, let's put you on a chassis, see how it works, how you run.
Yeah. I was in junior too, so like they weren't gonna ask me how it felt because I didn't know anything.
She drove in good, little tight center off. We need to get some left side in it. You're not gonna tell them all the details. No. Just it turned good.
Yeah, and then so we built off that, and then that go-kart was around for 3 years. It was a good first go-kart, I'd say. I mean, we definitely had to do a lot of fine tuning with numbers to get it right. I remember it was pretty challenging. Just my dad talking to Chase a lot about it, trying to figure stuff out with it. And then then we came out with the rails. That was a pretty good go-kart. The second go-kart he ever built, the rails was really good. I've won some pretty big races. Tara's won some big races, and other people won big races on it down here.
Heard a lot of good things about the rails.
Yeah, it was big out in the Midwest too, like on the indoor tracks with I think Cole Ward or Brian Schur were on it for a while out there.
Yeah.
The rails. I don't know. And then the clinic. We came out with the clinic and we started testing it 2023, like right around March of 2023. Like we tested it after the Kimball one year. And then we tested it. Me and Chase took it to Valdosta and ran it that race there. And then we adjusted some things, went back. Then we finally really got it right. And we came out with it at the end of 2023 for 2024, pretty much like the release of 2024 stuff.
Yeah.
And that go-kart I love it. I mean,
it's been good to you.
Yeah, it's been the best one yet, in my opinion. Yeah. But
and so that's got to be cool, kind of growing with a chassis company. There's not many people that do that, going from, hey, let's just put them in the go-kart, see what it does, to actually being able to be part of the R&D of the chassis and stuff like that. So that has to be super cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to like be able to like, especially with the clinic, because I helped a lot with that, like being able to like tell someone like what I feel, and he can go over and like think about things and like adjust things, and it was really cool. Like it was kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of a dream come true.
Yeah, like your opinion mattered and made changes to the go-kart.
Yes.
That's going to be sold throughout the country,
Absolutely. That was really cool. Like I'll remember that forever. Like just being able to do that, like, and like
It's
it was
also
a
got to be probably a little bit nerve wracking. Like, all right, I got to make sure, don't overthink the what I'm thinking so that I'm
hundred
giving the
percent
wrong feedback. And it's like, did I really feel that? Did I drive the corner the wrong way? Like, did it really push or did you know?
right. And really, the biggest thing with me, what I told myself was, don't say, don't like, just come up like, I don't know how to word this, but like, don't come out off the racetrack and say everything that's wrong with it. Like, just say the biggest problem that's wrong with it, because then you can all the minor problems you can just adjust with the numbers on the chassis. But
Yeah.
like the biggest problem, you feel like it might have to be like a totally different frame, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, a different bend or a different
Yes,
thickness somewhere. You know?
100%. So like really, I had to like calm myself down and just like really think about what the worst part was on
Yeah.
the test one. So like I really was I disciplined myself there, which is really good because sometimes I have a hard time like doing that. But I was really
Overthinking, overchanging.
yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't I will overthink some things, but I really have to calm myself down not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's what I was gonna think about. Like it had to even give you growth in your own program of like
oh yeah.
really thinking about what you had to change, you know, whether this one change will kind of take care of 75% of these problems, or if I do one change, it takes care of 25% of these problems, you know? Like
Absolutely.
whatever can take care of the most amount of problems, you're not gonna get rid of all of them.
Yeah,
But
100%.
if you can get it the closest to fixed, you know, that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, we really I thought we did a really good job with it. It's really good, I think. I mean, a lot of people are getting on it down here. So hopefully it starts, I think it's starting to make its way. I know there's some in Georgia, so it's
Yeah.
really I'm pretty happy.
And for it to
Chasing
for
static.
And it won the JK 79 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah,
three,
yes it
two or
did.
three.
Yep.
Well,
It
the
was two.
clinic.
Oh, the
Uh
clinic. Yeah,
yeah, 2 years in a row.
yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. And you know, like for I think Georgia and Florida is some of the best places, other than obviously the East Coast. The East Coast is its own realm, but Georgia and Florida is your next best thing of competition and racetracks. You know, like I've been racing over there a lot this year, and it's crazy the amount of competition you have over there. You know, much
Oh
less the
man.
guys on the East Coast coming down from North Carolina and South Carolina come and play, but just the farm of talent that is in that area right there is crazy.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, it is crazy. I like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I felt like there was 10 people that can win pro every weekend.
Yeah.
Now it's probably like 5 to 7 because some people have gotten out of it or whatever. But like the competition is second to none. But now it's kind of getting hard to race because there's not many races that I will go to down here that are happening. So I kind of have to pick and choose. So
You
it's
went
kind of hard to race
you went a
against.
few weekends ago.
Yeah, yeah, that was a mistake, but um, yeah. So I really like racing against the top guys because it makes you better.
Yeah.
So like whenever all them boys from up there, up in the Carolinas, come down here, I like it. I feast off it because
Yeah.
it makes my program better.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I mean, not saying anything against the people down here, they're good too. They make you better too, week in and week out. But just like them guys up there, they went up there every week, and that's the competition, in my opinion. Like,
That's the cream of the crop, you know.
yeah, yeah, they're fast everywhere they go. Like if I was
Which
to go up
doesn't
there,
make sense. They drop the door, it's fast. It's like, what? How do
yeah,
you like
but like if I was to go up there and do tires, I wouldn't be fast. I can promise you that. Like
it'd
it's
take you a
different.
few weekends to get adjusted and maybe get
Yeah,
a
hundred
tire cycle
percent.
going. Yeah.
So like just racing against the competition we race against is it makes you better. Like you really gotta like put pressure on yourself to not make a mistake.
Yeah,
Like,
and like as a true competitor, like honestly, I feel once you start going out and doing those bigger races and racing those bigger names, it's almost like, man, this is even more addicting than the racing itself of like
oh,
chasing and trying to run after them. Like it almost, and I mean, no offense, I think local racing is amazing. It's the backbone of our sport. It gets really
100%.
hard to go local race unless you need the seat time to voluntarily go do it when you know that like next weekend you're going to be racing the top of the top. That you just sit it
Yeah,
out, wait next weekend. It's like an addicting thing to go race these big races, you know?
yeah. I still go local racing down here. I
Yeah.
go to Fruitland, every now and then I'll go there because if I got to get tire scuff, I got a big race next week and I got to get tire scuff. So I'll try to scuff some in the heat race in the future, and then I'll just scuff the remaining after the races. They're really cool about, letting you cut laps afterwards. So, but yeah, I still go to local racing. You got to support your local tracks. I feel like down here
For sure.
we're starting to lose some. So I'll try to do whatever I can, to help them in a way if I'm not racing somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, because that's where people get started. They're not people. You don't want people starting at the state races because they'll get discouraged so fast
and quit
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man. So I know you had a little stint with MC. How'd that come about? How was that experience for you? I was fortunate enough to I took like a 3-year break, but right before that I got on Matt's program for about 2 years and ran a few races with him. And man, I don't know about you, but he elevated our program so much and helped us so much just to get that next bit of speed that we were struggling to find. Was it similar like that for you?
100%. 100% it was similar. I mean, he's helped me so much with just like changing his preps is really just simple things, really. Like it's a lot simplified than what it was with me when on my older preps. So like it's just made everything easier. And then
100% agree.
So like if you have any questions, he'll answer them as truthfully as he can. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat that. So it started 2021. I wasn't on his preps yet. I actually texted him. I don't know where I got his number from, but I shot him a text because there was a race at Carnes. I wanted to start racing up north a little bit, like get my feet wet. I knew I couldn't do it on my own stuff because like it's just so different than Florida racing and all that. And I figured it'd probably be easier if I could just somehow like get up there, race with him or something. So I'm like, all right, screw it. I'll text him and see what happens.
Race with the best of the best, you got to shoot your shot,
Yeah. So I texted him and I asked him, like, I wanted to do a race at Carnesville. I don't remember what race it was. Might have been like a Adam Johnson race when he was doing them down here. But I texted him and asked him if I can come race for him, like semi-pro or something, just to get my feet wet.
That's exactly what I did, man. I messaged him on Facebook.
Yeah. So, and it took him a while to respond. I remember that. And he actually did respond. And he goes, let's do it. He goes, I think you'll be a good fit or whatever. So I went to Carnesville, and I remember the first class I qualified on the pole. I didn't win anything that. Yeah. But we actually didn't win anything that weekend. Track was different. I remember him saying the track was way different than what he's seen it in a long time or something. I don't really remember, but we didn't really win anything. But it was a fun weekend. I was fast up there. That's really what I was asking for. And he just felt like heartbroken that we didn't win. Like he was like, I think we ended up, finishing second and a couple or third or whatever. But he was like heartbroken that we didn't win. And like it made me feel like, wow, like he really like
cares.
It was different. Yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
Like
very passionate man.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I think I rode for him again. Man, I don't remember. Maybe Swainsboro for Adam Johnson race. I think I ended up running the AJC series with him or something like that. We won a race or two at Swainsboro, and it was a fun weekend. And then
was that when it was really rough? It was,
yes, that big hole 1 and 2.
Yeah,
that was brutal. But and then I raced with him, and then I raced him at the Nationals, and then he did the tires. You got your tires at the track, and he asked me if I wanted the tires, and I said, well, I guess I did, but I'm not really on your prep. He goes, well, you could get on my prep. I said, all right. So like
it's a good salesman right there.
He said, I think you'd like my prep. I said, all right. And so I bought some prep and I tried it and I talked to him about it. Like, what's the difference between this and that and whatever. And he really helped me. And it was almost like I didn't miss a beat switching preps. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is awesome. Like, I got better, like fast. Like,
it was probably simpler,
Yeah, it was way simpler. And like, ended up getting on this prep, and then we really got close. Like, close. We're really good friends too. Like, we text almost every day about baseball, football, NASCAR stuff. We're always doing DraftKings, so
Yeah.
it's really cool because like what was like business for him and like kind of like an opportunity for me has turned into like a really cool and awesome friendship.
Yeah.
So like that's really awesome. Like, and then I've raced for him a few times after the nationals, Batesville.
Y'all went and what was it? Was it Triple T? Y'all had a really good run.
Yeah, we were at the Triple T for the American Dream.
Yeah, y'all won Procon Heavy or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I totally blew it in a dream race.
really.
I screwed up in qualifying, started, in the back, screwed up. And then in the race, I think I had the best piece and I ended up coming up the third. And I think me and someone got into it and I ended up spinning out. But then Williamson was gone. But I remember I came off the race and I told Matt, I'm like, I blew that one. If we didn't start in the back because I screwed up in qualifying, I probably would have won that. And he goes, yeah, it's all right. It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I definitely still like regret that weekend just because I blew it like that. But
Yeah.
it's all right, you live and learn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
And
is one question. Oh, continue.
a lot of these tracks I went to with them, I had never been to before.
Yeah.
So I had to learn like how to drive them. So I'd ask Shay because he was always there, and I'd ask Shay how to drive him or ask Matt. I remember we went to Providence and we were at practice and I kept telling Matt, I go, it's loose in. It's loose in. I can't get it to be straight in. He goes, you got to ride the brake. I'm like, I never heard of trail braking. I've heard of trail braking, but like I've never done it.
Yeah.
And
Every time I rode for him, I was loose in every single time.
but like he said, that's just how Providence is. So I'm like, all right. So then I remember I started riding the brake and I wasn't really good at it because you can't just learn how to trail brake overnight.
Yeah.
But I got better at it throughout the day. We ended up being decent towards pro, I guess. But I remember that's really Providence that weekend. I feel like after that, I really got good because I started dragging the brake. Like
Started
now,
settling the cart down.
everywhere I go, I'm on the brake. Like it was funny. My pit help, Cameron, one of the first times he helped me a couple years ago, came up the racetrack and I don't know why he touched the brake, but he grabbed the brake and he had blisters on his fingers because it was so hot.
You don't do that. I'm a big brake rider too.
I always make jokes. I'm like, don't touch that brake every time I come to the racetrack just to make sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
But just spending time with Matt, like that had been really cool. One of the greatest tire guys, if not the greatest tire guy to ever do it. It had to be surreal,
Oh, absolutely it was. But then you it's surreal, like to work with someone that good. And then just like, yeah, it was just little me would have been happy.
Yeah. that little me go little rock star,
100%.
Yeah. And I kind of want to talk a little, you talked about Batesville being one of your bigger wins, I kind of want to get your opinion on it, man. It's its own little rodeo. It's different.
It's different. I didn't know what to expect. I never raced indoors. I didn't know how it really got. It really how that happened was I don't know even know how I ended up racing for Matt that weekend. He was talking about something. I think he was asking me if I was racing Thanksgiving, and I said, I wish I was. He goes, why don't you come race Batesville? I'm like, for who? I said, he goes, for me. I'm like, really? He goes, sure. I go, all right, let me see if I can arrange some things to get it worked out to where I can miss Thanksgiving and, drive up there for the 13 hours. So I got everything arranged. I ended up showing up, but it worked out good. But it was different. Day 2 was really rough that year. I don't know.
Yeah, the backstretch fell apart.
I think everything fell apart.
What didn't fall apart?
When was that? Was that 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite years.
I remember
that's one of my
1 and 2 was so bad in the bottom, but I actually moved up and was running middle.
Same. I would put my left sides like on top of the hole, and like I had like this much space.
Yeah, I drove from like 9th to 3rd or something, and I thought I was gonna win, and Matt said he thought I was gonna win. That was that would have been our second win, and we had a caution with like 7 to go, and it kind of ruined it because the top got dirty again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I couldn't run the top again. But yeah, it was
interesting because like on the backstretch, I'd try and like swerve
yeah.
it. But if I just put the right sides in the center of the hole, it would hit it just right. Because like on the first couple laps, when I took the lead, the cart bottomed out and literally it grabbed it and shook the whole thing like this. And I was like, okay, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know it was fun. I mean,
Would you
I
go
haven't been
back?
Yeah, I haven't been. I would go back.
Yeah.
I haven't been back since though, but I would probably go back.
It
If
stayed together rather well past few years. So
did it good. They
was
won.
very-
They
very-
won that year. It was ripping.
yeah.
I remember
was-
we were just like cutting the throttle a little bit, dragging brake, but yeah, it was ripping.
It was
I
very
think towards
dusty
the
this
end
year.
of day one, it got pretty crappy, but that's just it happens.
Yeah. Indoor
I think
racing,
it makes Batesville, to be honest.
it does. It's what makes Batesville it was what makes Batesville.
So recently, the introduction of Matthew Beeman Racing has come about. What's the extent of that, and where and what are you looking to do with that?
So in 2021, really, I started doing my own tires the end of 2020, I think. And like I got decent down here. Like I was, top 3 every weekend. And Tara and Chase have like a team. Chase does tires for a lot of people. Like not a lot of people, but like a heavy junior 3 and a junior 2 right now. But back then he had like rookie, junior 1, junior 2, junior 3, and a heavy. So like he did a lot of tires. Well, they had this rookie who bought a go-kart from them. And like they wanted him to do their stuff, but he couldn't. So then they asked me to do it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is different. So like I was doing tires, and it was pretty cool. Like I was helping. Her name was Tinsley Myers. She was like 5 when she started, so like she was really young. But like Tara would take her to ambassador and like cut laps, build up strength, teach her about racing, all this and that. The first, 6 months was really rough. Like doing tires, you kind of like for a rookie like that, you kind of just you make sure they're in the racetrack, but then you don't know what you're gonna get. Like, are they gonna hit the gas? Are they not? And then like I'd coach like at the racetrack. So like really working with her really made me want to start like doing this, like doing tires, having customers. I'm like, this is really fun. Like working with kids, working with her was really cool. Like working with kids, like about racing, like teaching them how to drive.
Yeah,
is
kind of
really
being kind of being the mentor you had as a kid.
Yes,
like kind of what
100%.
Tara and Keith and stuff were to you.
And
Yeah.
like these kids are the next generation. So like
Yeah.
more kids, the better. That's how I look at it. So really I started working with them in 21. We ran is it 22? We ran something. We ran a lot of local races to start.
Get their feet wet,
Like, Yeah, so like whenever I was off racing, I'd take them to the local race. And we started going to Dirt Devils, Fruitland, and she was winning a lot of rookie races. So like she was getting good. So at the end of 22, we started hitting some Vegas State races, and we ended up winning those with her. And they wanted to chase the championship in rookie A and rookie B in 23. And like 10 rookies would show up every week. And she won every race in A and B that year
Damn.
by like a landslide, like every time.
I'd say she was the champion.
Yeah, she won the championship. It was really a blessing to work with them. They were awesome people. They ended up moving on the Bandoleros because she wants to race NASCAR. She also races horses too. She does barrel racing too.
Damn.
So yeah,
that might be the 2 most expensive sports ever: barrel racing and horse racing.
Yeah. So if they weren't at the racetrack, they were racing horses. So like, they ended up getting a Bandolero, and they actually came to a race last year as like one final race before they sold everything.
That's cool.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it
y'all
was
got
cool.
y'all got one last rodeo, you know.
Yeah. So it was fun. And then last year I actually really took on a super heavy, Dustin Parsons, and then a junior 3, Georgia Posey.
Yeah, yeah. She's been running. He or
Yeah,
she? It's she. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. It's a girl.
she's out of it now, but
she was running good like last
yeah,
year.
yeah, last year, the first like 4 races she ran with me, she won every pro race. So she definitely made me look good on the tires there. But Dustin, I think he raced for a while and then he got out of it. He was in and out of it, you know. He ended up winning a couple Fruitland races and would run solid at the state races. He raced pretty much everywhere I raced. He raced with me the full year from January on, I think. I'm pretty positive. I don't really remember. But Posey, I took Posey on in March. And then when they got out of it in September, October, I had Dustin, and Dustin had to get out of it. So then this year, I really haven't really worked with anybody. I've had Anson Bass in super heavy for a weekend or two, but that's about it this
Kind of
year.
been your own show this year.
What was that?
Kind of been your own show this year.
Yeah. Definitely have been. I have been looking at the junior classes, trying to see if I should go after any of them yet. You know,
Yeah.
just because I want to work with a junior. I feel like working with a junior is really cool, and I like working with kids. I'm mentoring, and
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah.
see what anything happens further on down the road.
Have you done any Reaper racing?
No, I've done
Right.
one-ish, I guess. I
Gotcha.
went to a race last year at Callahan. Max has paid 1,500. Open tire paid 1,500, and I had some old Reapers that I had bought and that I was gonna run a race, but they ended up getting rained out. I sold most of the sets, but I had like 2 sets left over that, and I tried running them, and I didn't have fun.
Yeah.
I ended up winning the Maxis race. That was cool, but
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah, I'll probably eventually have to get into them here soon, but
Because isn't Callahan kind of working with Reaper now on
yeah,
top? Yeah.
yeah. But I race Vegas and Maxis, so like, and I pay for 95% of my racing. So
Yeah. You're gonna race what you want to race, you know.
yeah, you know, and I have Vega and Maxis. I don't want to have a third tire.
Yeah.
So we'll see
But-
what happens.
Yeah. I kind of want to. I know. I'm kind of going back a couple times, but I kind of want to talk about that transition from your dad handing the torch to you to taking over everything on the tires. Like that's a big jump. It's kind of scary. What was that like? What was the decision like? Is that something you wanted to do? Like you were, or was it kind of just like, here, if you want to do this, you're gonna do it?
Right. So really, I was wiping tires during the week and all that. So like I knew a little bit. And he would talk to me about like what he was doing, like on tires and what tire we was on, just kind of get me thinking, I guess. I don't know. But I remember in particular, there was one race we went to Dirt Devils. And I guess Vega put on like a race in heavy. And they had a no pro money race and a pro heavy race. And I was eligible for both. So I ran the no pro race. Well, I ran the pro heavy race, and that was first. I qualified pole for both. But the pro heavy one was first for some reason. But we went out for that. And my dad put a set of tires on, and it wasn't that great. We didn't win. We finished like 4th or 5th. It was kind of terrible. And I remember I came out the racetrack and we went back to the trailer, and my dad has asked me what I thought. And I just grabbed a set of Vegas off the rack and started wiping them. And like, he was like, okay, this is your gig, I guess. And I went out and killed him in the no pro race. Like, ran 3/10 better than what we went in the pro heavy race and all that. And I'm like,
You run those tires with that prep, you probably would have won pro heavy and no pro.
yeah. So like, then my dad was like, all right, this is your gig now. Have fun.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive to the racetrack and hang out.
Pretty much. I mean, I've posted some pictures a couple years ago of him sleeping in his little chair.
Yeah.
And yeah, he calls himself the coach driver. So
Like for me, it's hard for me to like crew chief tire guy for someone because I feel like it's easier behind the wheel. I can feel everything. I know what I'm missing, what I need, So
Right.
like I I feel like driver tire guy combo is easier, because you know exactly what you need. You could feel it in the
Yeah,
steering wheel, in your butt, everything.
absolutely. And really, I just go based off what I feel. Like I can come back to the trailer, I can make adjustments on the go kart based off what I feel numbers wise, or I can do tires, whatever. I know what I can feel what I need. I've really gotten good at that over the last couple of years. And then uh really whenever I have people race for me, I've really gotten better at seeing what the go kart does on the racetrack. And I really feel like that's helped a lot too. And I can kind of see like what other people's go karts are doing that are faster than me or something like that. I
Yeah.
feel like it's really helped me out, just like
Yeah.
taking over my whole program, really.
Because you're actually actively watching, so you're
Yeah,
you're training your eye to look for what. Yeah. See,
yeah,
I don't do that. I'm in my trailer working on my
yeah,
on my stuff, so I don't have anyone that I'm helping to be able to go watch to
yeah,
see.
yeah. Trust me, sometimes it's gotten hard to go. I know sometimes super heavy and pro heavy and junior 3 are all like back to back to back. So like it's hard to go watch. Sometimes I won't even go watch.
Mm.
Sometimes
Unless
I'll
you're
have
at
to
like
spend,
Jasper or Alma on the fence, being able to watch from the back of the trailer, it's hard.
yeah. Really, like with last year when I had Georgia and Dustin, whenever they were racing and I was like a class after, I would send Cameron my pit help to go up and like kind of see how they look because he's got a good eye too. Like he really helps me out a lot. He's really become a big part of my program. Like just
That's the guy that's not for hire.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He does go help people when I'm not racing, just buggy pushing, but like he's like my main pit help. Like
When you're
when I'm at the
racing, he ain't
racetrack,
going to help anyone else.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really, yeah, he's helped me a lot, just like with everything. He does the gear whenever I'm doing tires. Even sometimes I'll have him wipe tires. Like whenever it's a practice and we got to go out for that first round of practice, mandatory. I'll say here's a couple sets of goaters. Have fun.
Give him something to do.
Yeah. So like he'll
Oh,
take it serious. He'll go up to the fence with a stopwatch,
it's like,
take it
oh,
serious like he's
we're
a tire
half a
man.
second faster, but we're on goat, so
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Oh,
we have fun though. I feel like if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be going. It's not
Yeah.
if it's so, but I do the funnest thing for me is working at it,
the
like
grind
working
at it.
the track, working tires at the shop. Sometimes, it's a little repetitive and it gets a little
Stagnant.
overwhelming and you lose some steam. Like right now, I'm in that phase right now. I haven't raced the past couple weeks. So like I'm kind of like
It's
losing
kind of
steam.
nice not doing anything, but you got to get
Yeah.
back in the grind.
Yeah. So
Your
that's what
last
I'm
race was where was that race with
Valdosta?
Valdosta.
Yeah.
man, that
I'd have
thing.
took a couple weeks off too. I
Yeah,
mean, you ran
that
no, you
really
no, you ran good. You ran good, but like
Shrek.
the environment was not that great.
the environment really like I don't like yeah, the environment was not great. But it
Saw
was
saw a few videos of that one.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it ran good, but just you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But speaking of you taking it on, you've been doing it for what? It'd be going on your fourth or fifth year doing your own stuff. If you had any tips for anyone, kind of like to either kind of have a starting base or settle them down if they're kind of getting scrambled. It's really easy to get scrambled doing your own stuff. But if you had any tips for anyone doing their own stuff, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Without giving away secrets, can't give away the
Yeah.
secrets, but good
You
tips.
gotta trust your instincts. You gotta trust what you feel on the racetrack. Like I feel like when I first started, I second guessed myself a lot. And another big thing is I'm not a big fan of like going and asking people what they're doing because I personally me, I like to figure it out myself. Like now there's now there's times where I'll ask like a little question to like help get me in the right direction if I ask Matt or Chase Fitzgerald, but like most of the time I'm like I'm figuring this out on my own. Like I don't like asking people what they're doing. I don't think it really helps if you go to trailer helping people. Don't do that. Like it doesn't. because you get 30 different answers. Which one are you gonna choose?
Yeah, then
Right.
you're second guessing even more.
Yeah, so I I would like to figure it out on my own. That's what I would do, and trust your instinct. Don't second guess yourself. Don't overthink things. And the biggest thing is keep it simple.
Yep.
Keeping it simple is key. Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that's taught me is trust your gut and keep it simple.
Yeah. Literally the saying "keep it simple, stupid" is the go-to in racing.
Yeah.
So we have this rapid fire segment. It is 5 questions. You pick. So let's get into it.
All right.
Favorite racetrack? Jasper doesn't count because I know it's probably that, but other than Jasper.
Oh man.
If it is Jasper, you can say Jasper. You gotta say another
Well, I love Jasper.
one.
But I gotta say, Fruitland Park.
Yeah.
That track is fun, man. It's a little bull ring, and it's got some character sometimes. Sometimes it's a little rough to the centers, but it's not like a rough to where it like rattles you up. It's like a rough that like,
You got cowboy up a little bit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you gotta freaking wheel it, dude. Like sometimes like a couple of years ago, that track would get like wide open fast.
Dang. For a
Yeah.
bull ring, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. It's really fun. A couple at the Garland Rolling race, I had really fun driving Callahan. Like Callahan was really fun to drive that night. That was probably the most fun I've had driving at Callahan, just because like you were a little on edge all night. It's like you really had.
It was like a little slimy all night, is what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you had to like drag some brake. Anywhere you drag brake, I'm a fan of.
for sure.
Like if you could drag brake and lift, sign me up. Like
Yeah, or you gotta actually drive it. You're not wide open, hoping somebody
Yeah.
crashes, so you can.
And
Move.
the wide open tracks aren't bad either. Like Alma's not bad. Like just for me, like we went there so much last year. Like sometimes it gets a little repetitive,
Yeah, a little burnt out of that racetrack.
Yeah.
Take a little bit off at it, and then go back and like, oh, I love this place.
Yeah, yeah. But Alma's fun. But anywhere you got to lift and drag brake, I like it.
For sure. Favorite game growing up?
What do you mean game? Like
Game
Video
to
game.
play. Video game.
probably I didn't get iRacing until I was a little older. So I'd probably say MLB The Show.
Yeah, that's pretty
All
solid.
right.
I still
Valid.
play MLB The Show to this day. So,
Yeah, same. Favorite sport outside of racing?
baseball,
Baseball.
100%.
Dream race to attend, not go-kart related.
Okay, so take it out.
I like to go to Bristol.
Bristol. Yeah. Ethan's been there. He says it's awesome. So I take that.
It's pretty
Everyone I
cool.
talk to say it's badass.
I will say if you don't bring headphones or like earbuds, or wear a scanner, you will not hear for the following 36 hours.
Oh, I believe it. My dad said the same thing.
I went to Martinsville with no headphones and I was ruined for about 3 days. So.
Mhm.
Oh, and here's the last one. Joey Logano or Denny Hamlin?
Oh, Joey Logano.
Oh,
Interview's over.
dang.
Interview's over.
He talks
Interview's
to
over.
Matt too much. He definitely
Yep,
hangs
interview's
out.
I don't-
over.
Yeah,
I don't like
definitely
that.
Wrap
does.
it up, boys. Wrap it up.
He talks to Matt. too
Great
much.
talking to you, Matt. See you later. Okay. MB,
Oh,
too much like MC right here.
yes.
Hasta la vista. All right.
No, I don't like Denny Hamlin.
Gosh, even
Never
after
have.
his interview last night, you still a fan of Joey Logano?
I mean, I thought it was not really that great to say that. I thought he got raced fair.
I think he got raced the same way he raced.
Yeah. But
He got
just,
raced
like,
nicer
over-
than when he
like,
gets
after
than
last
when he
night,
races
like,
people.
last night didn't really change. Denny Hamlin does the same stuff. So
Yeah, true.
I
I
mean,
didn't-
yeah,
Fair.
we
fair,
can
fair.
all agree that Denny
to
Hamlin.
be honest, when I was younger, like 2014, 2013, I was a big Joey Logano fan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have his hat and everything. Like,
Hey,
pretty sure I have a
Oh,
signed hat.
dude.
Like,
I can't hate it. My dad and my brother were diehard Kyle Busch fans when he was the most hated person ever, and they got.
yeah.
My dad got called a communist because it was a Toyota. He was a fan of a Toyota driver, and it was overseas at
That's
Charlotte.
brutal.
Yeah, he at the Charlotte Coke 600. He got called a communist, and my dad's like, "What?"
That's brutal.
I can't say much, man. I got a Michael Waltrip jacket here. It's signed though, so that's pretty cool.
I liked Dale Jr. when I was young. I mean, like when I was young, like I like Joey as like my second driver, I'd say.
Oh my God.
But
This is
when,
horrible. Like,
It's
It's
dude,
okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I-
He can have his own opinion.
I
The
understand.
Halloween,
I still
like-
go back to what I said in the group chat last night.
what's that?
I don't know if you can say that. No. Oh,
Yeah,
Eagle,
no, we're
no,
not
do
we're not
say
gonna
that.
say that.
No,
No,
no.
we'll have to cut that one out.
Yeah, it's got that. That cannot go.
So,
Ah.
I was Dale Jr. a lot for Halloween when I was like 4, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Oh yeah, big
Oh.
DEI guy here. I
This
love
is-
DEI. That was my first favorite like team. You know, growing up. That's
Yeah,
why
this
I like Michael Waltrip. You know, he won
Yeah.
the Daytona 500 when I got into go karts. So.
Right.
is
Right.
so painful.
All right. And so the
I mean,
next
I don't
one.
need Danny.
Next one, you got chance.
All right, man. What's 3 facts people may not know about Matthew Beeman?
I like baseball. I don't know if many people know about that, to be honest. But I do watch
College
baseball.
or MLB?
Huh?
College or MLB are both.
MLB.
Yeah.
It's on my TV every day during the season.
Gotcha.
Who's your favorite team?
The Marlins, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
That's
Just
tough.
used to poverty at this point.
I'm a Rangers fan, so we got our one World Series in 400 years, and we probably won't go
Yeah.
for another 400 years. So
Hey, we got ours in 03. I wasn't even a year old, so
So I don't watch baseball, but the one game I did watch was Game 7 that the Chicago Cubs.
The
won.
Cubs. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
man, that was a great game. I'm
Oh,
not even
yeah.
gonna lie. But that's the only baseball game I've ever watched.
right.
Well, I think honestly, like every sports bar, like every person in a sports bar that night, they was tuned in on that game
Yeah.
just because it was the Cubs.
Yeah, probably.
only
Another
two
fact
more.
I'd say.
Joey Logano fan.
Not a fan, but I prefer him over Hamlin. I mean,
Okay.
I was a fan of him when I was younger, but I don't know. I'd say I like Larson now, but another fact. I mean, right now I'm working to become an electrician.
There you
Okay.
go.
Not sure many people know about that.
No.
Another one. I mean, I feel like I mean, it's not a fact now, but like when I first started doing my own tires, I feel like a lot of people didn't know I was doing my own tires. Like, especially after I won some decent races, they would all go congrat my dad on like, good job on the tires, and he goes,
Being
"Not me,
17,
him."
18 years old is tough. I say, hey,
Yeah.
I did this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't call that a fact anymore. I want to give you a good fact though. I got to think of something. That's not a fact. Man, I don't know. You got me there.
It's
I
okay.
tried thinking of it earlier when you guys sent me the questions too, and I couldn't think of anything else. Like, am I that interesting or something? I guess you could say I'm very competitive, but I think everyone knows that. But
That sport sure does bring that out of people, especially
Yeah.
me being very guilty of that.
yeah,
Chance,
even
lots of
like
life.
whenever, like me and Matt do our DraftKings, we do.
How do you do DraftKings in Florida?
You could do like the daily fantasy. So like you pick a lineup, like we do NASCAR every week. We do. So I have a league on DraftKings. Like we pick 6 drivers. You got like a salary cap. We do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's daily fantasy sports.
Gotcha.
It's not
you
sports book stuff or any of that.
So y'all don't play for money?
No, it's for money.
Oh, okay.
We put like
But
$5
it's not
in.
money through the app, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
No, it is through the app.
What the
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get
didn't-
in on this then. The hell?
Yeah, I'll send you guys an invitation to the league.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah,
we do fantasy, but through the NASCAR app, and then we just put money into Venmo, and then we top 3 get
got
paid
you.
out. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But we do that. We got a lot of people in that league. I even won in karting. And then me and Matt would do the baseball. We'll send each other contests every night, little $4 or $5 contests every night. Sometimes he'll send a $20 contest, and I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that. But we do it anyway because we're competitive, and we do it really to get better because we watch baseball all night. Well, after our
MLB
teams are
TV is
done
the
playing,
shit.
Yeah, he's
Goes
a
that-
Mets fan, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So after we're
Poverty.
done watching our teams, we'll throw MLB Network on and talk about that game, But yeah, we do DraftKings. That's pretty.
Oh yeah.
So, what is one thing that you like about the sport of karting?
I like racing. I mean, I like the work that I have to do to be fast. I guess I like working on tires. I like working on go-karts. But as like a whole aspect of the sport is I like how whenever a tragedy happens, everyone kind of comes together as a family and helps that family out. Like what Jeremy Morris and Carson did for Colin Mize's family.
Yeah,
That was awesome. Like
that was really cool.
that was like really cool. And like Jeremy's done it a lot. Like
he helped out with the hurricane victims and all that. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, like we all come together as one when need to be. And I think that's like really big for our sport. Like we might not be family on the racetrack, but I feel like, once something happens, we all can come together and put our differences aside and like help
Yeah.
one another.
No matter how big our problems are, we can, if something really gets down to it, like we can come together and really make something happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And so, on the opposite side, if you were in charge for a day, what's something you'd like to see change?
I think we need to find sponsors outside of karters.
Bingo.
Like
Wow.
I feel like I would say 100% of the sponsors are in karting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think
It
we
just
need.
doesn't look like it because it's all the companies everyone owns,
Yes, yeah. So
or it looks like it because it's the race teams,
yeah,
MC,
I
Chop
feel like
Shop, all these other people,
yeah, we need somehow. I don't know how. I'm sure people have tried. We need to try to find outsiders to get into our sport to sponsor. I feel like that would help because really, if you think about it, racers are sponsoring for the races they're going to. I mean, let's be real. Most people do not go to the racetrack and make money unless you do it for a living. You sell prep, you do
Mhm.
tires, whatever. But
Yeah.
like your average Joe, what if they want to get decent parking? They got a sponsor. Well, you sponsor, you win your money back. If that, sometimes you won't even if you all the tires you bought.
Or the travel to it, the hotel, the food.
Yeah.
You don't
So
really
like the money, we need outsiders. That's really the biggest thing. I tell a lot of people that we need outsiders in our sport.
Yeah.
And really, I want to see another. I don't know if you could change it, but what I want to see in karting is more kids. Like when I grew up, I felt like the junior classes were way bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like the junior classes now are smaller, and they need to be bigger. That's the future of our sport. That's what's going to keep this sport running once, in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, we just had Daniel talking the other day about how there was, 70 go-karts in a state race, and he was in
Yeah.
junior too, it's crazy.
Yeah, when I ran Tri-State back in 2013, you had to make the race to race.
Yeah. And now you're hoping to
Like-
make kart minimum,
Yeah, yeah. Price has gone up and everything, but still, like I wish somehow we can get more kids into the sport, or just I would like to see more kids at the racetrack racing.
getting into
So-
schools, showing go-karts or like putting flyers out, something to where like reaching out, like,
Yeah,
I really like what Bubba does up there. He does that kids school to where like kids can come out,
Yeah.
ride a go-kart,
that's awesome.
show them how to do it. And like, we just need more of that,
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
So
So man, we'll end it on this note. it takes a village to kind of do what we do. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank first and foremost the good Lord above for really blessing me with being able to race, and it's been a rough couple of days in my family. So I'm just happy I can go to the Lord in prayer and for peace and all that. So I'm thankful for him, for the Lord. I'm also want to thank my mom and dad. They've been with me through every step in my racing career from when I started to now. Wouldn't be there without them. I want to thank Chase, Tara, and Austin Figa at the shop. I mean, I've been with them since I started, basically, as I told earlier. So just being able to have that friendship and our work ethics to kind of collide and feed off each other and have good success. And they've been there every step of the way too. And I want to thank Todd Miller with Todd Miller Racing Engines for the power plants. And Eleanor Racing Chassis with Chase and Tara and them too, obviously. And I want to thank Matt Connell with his preps for talking to me and getting me on his preps. That was a big change in my program. Locked and loaded clutches, Levi Parsons. He's really helped me out with clutches a lot, and I can't thank him enough. I want to thank my boss for letting me take Fridays off.
Yeah.
And
What a guy.
yeah, and he sometimes will help me out on some racing stuff too, with the fees. And he's got an interesting app coming out soon, Smart Cart.
Yeah.
Hang around after the interview. I want to kind of talk about it.
Yeah. So I can't thank him enough. I'd like to thank Chavous Racing Products with fiberglass. Yeah. It's pretty. Oh, I want to thank my buddy Caleb Hall for doing my graphics. He's just starting to do my graphics now.
Yeah, I seen you shared a post the other day about him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
looks
looking
pretty good.
forward to putting that wrap on and taking it to the racetrack. So
Look good, feel good, you know?
yeah, 100%.
But sweet, man. Well, thank you for coming again.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll see you at the racetrack here this year. I know I'll be racing out there with y'all. So
Sweet.
excited to do it, and good luck when your next race. Is that this weekend, next weekend?
I'm going to Alma next weekend.
On the 31st.
Yeah.
For Brian's race. So man, good luck, have fun, be careful, and wish y'all the best.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I had a good time.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
man.
Yes, sir.